My boss gave me one rule as a 911 dispatcher. If a call comes from the old house on the county line, you let it ring. Last night, I answered. They just looked at each other. It was a look I'd never seen before, of a grim, tired resignation. My supervisor sighed, a heavy rattling sound, and rubbed his temples. The older dispatcher, she just stared at the article, her face pale. "So it started again," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "What do you mean, started again?" I asked, my voice shaking. "What is going on?" My supervisor sat down heavily. "Kid," he said, and he looked 100 years old. "We need to tell you about the man you replaced." He told me the story. The dispatcher who had my seat before me. He'd been a good man, sharp, dedicated. About a year before I was hired, he started getting strange. He was obsessed with a specific address, the old house at the end of the road. He kept sending cars out there, insisting there was a child in trouble. The patrols always came back empty. He started pulling old files, spending his days off at the library. He became withdrawn, paranoid. He claimed he was getting calls no one else could hear. "We checked the logs," my supervisor said, his voice low and serious. "The system never registered the calls he said he was taking. We pulled the audio recorders for his console. There was nothing on them but dead air. We thought he was having a breakdown. Stress of the job." My blood turned to ice water. "The system! It doesn't log the calls for me either. They just show up on the screen and then disappear. They don't go into the call history." The older dispatcher nodded slowly. "We know, it's the same. He told us what the calls were about. A little boy, a man in a mask." I felt like I was going to be sick. "What happened to him?" I whispered, though I already knew the answer. "One night," the supervisor continued, his eyes fixed on the linoleum floor. "He took a call. We saw him on the console talking, his face ashen. He was typing a report, then he just stopped. He stood up, grabbed his jacket and his keys, and walked out without a word. The call was still active on his screen, but none of us could hear anything on it. We just saw the open line." "Where did he go?" "He drove out to the house. His car was found parked on the road the next morning. Engine was cold. Doors were locked. He was gone." The silence in the room was absolute. "We searched," the old dispatcher said, her voice cracking. "The police did a grid search of the entire woods. Dogs, helicopters, the whole 9 yards. They went through that house from the attic to the cellar. They found nothing. No sign of a struggle. No footprints. No him. He just vanished, wiped off the face of the earth." I stared at them, my mind struggling to process what they were telling me. Why didn't you warn me?" I stammered. "How could we?" my supervisor shot back, his voice rising with a frustration that had clearly been festering for years. "Hey, new guy, welcome aboard. By the way, this console might be haunted and the last guy who sat here disappeared. Don't worry about it. You'd have thought we were crazy. We thought he was crazy, until you came in here today with that same damn story." He leaned forward, his eyes locking onto mine. "This is what you're going to do. The next time that line rings, you do not answer it. If you answer it by mistake, you hang up immediately. You do not talk to him. You do not engage. You terminate the call and you clear the line. That's an order. Do you understand me?" For the next few weeks, I was a ghost myself. I did my job on autopilot. Every sound, every flicker on the screen made me jump. I dreaded Tuesday nights. I drank so much coffee I could feel my heart rattling in my chest, just to stay sharp, to stay vigilant. I thought about quitting. I thought about just walking out and never coming back. But where would I go? Then, last night, it happened.